I figured it out. In my mind's world, there's a version of myself that's dark, that's bloodthirsty, that's a demon, if you will. And that demon exists to protect me from threats. And so, when I was a teenager into being a young man, the biggest threat that I identified was the cruelty of my father. And he was cruel. I'm not going to get into the details of it. I don't really care about the details of it. That's not the point of this video. The point is that the cruelty of my father hurt me in many ways over my lifetime. And particularly in my adulthood, when he cast me out of my family home, I needed my demon. My demon had to take over. Really had to take over. Really had to take over to protect me and give me the strength and the resilience and the necessary energy to handle all the problems and overcome all the challenges. Now, let me be very clear. When I'm talking about this demon, I'm not talking about another entity or a spirit beyond what's inside of me, what I am. Okay? I'm not talking about some malevolent spirit being that, horns and fire and all that wicked stuff. I'm not talking about all that brujeria or things like that. No. What I'm calling a demon is the dark side of myself. Okay? The part of me that says, hey, the world's cruel to me and a threat, so I need to be hard. I need to be cruel back. I need to be cruel first. I need to, much like a snake or any animal really, when they feel threatened, when they feel that their life is in danger, they become aggressive. But this aggression is defense, right? So a snake is going to strike out if it feels threatened by something. So that part of my spirit, that part of myself, my mind, my spirit, that aspect of my personality that I have been for the past 8 years, plus years, there was a time when I was happy. There was a time when I was pleasant, lovable, great to be around, so forth and so on, where I actually exuded the energy that I wanted to exude in these early videos of this channel. It was when, I don't need to get into the details of it, but the point is that that person who's me is underneath the reactionary version of me that has been in control this whole time. And I was just praying, I was praying that God allows me to heal and get back to who I really am, underneath all the negativity, underneath all the reactionary version of me, which is the demon that I'm referring to, that reactionary version of me. But I don't blame myself. I don't have anything against myself because I had to do what I had to do. I was 17 when it really started getting bad, and I did what I had to do to protect myself. And so when you spend so many years protecting yourself in this way, and by being, tough and kind of heartless and hard and cruel and pushing yourself to the limits, going beyond, being a beast, really, being a beast, then eventually that's who you are, and the person that's the beast is protecting, the real version of you, that gets lost somewhere beneath all the layers of aggression, all the layers of pushing. This isn't good enough. Keep going, keep going, keep going. But eventually, and this is what's happening now in my life, when the beast has done their job and gotten rid of all the threats. Now follow me. When the beast has done their job and gotten rid of all the threats, and there ain't no more threats, but this beast is still in control, then you have a problem. And that's where I am right now. Okay? All the threats, the influence of my father, his cruelty, all that stuff, all the problems, the legitimate real life problems that were created have been taken care of, have been overcome. Like I said in a previous video, my life is really good right now. But, and that but is that beast that did its job. But it's time for you to take your rest. Thank you for letting me survive, for protecting me and getting me through that. But now it's time for you to step aside. It's time for you to stand aside and let me come back out. So I'm not angry at myself for, being in this state, this survival state, this demon state for so long. I'm not angry at myself. But it's time for that part of me to sit down. I pray that I never need it again. It's there, but I pray that I never need it again. But it's time for it to relax, sit down, the threats are taken care of, so that I can come back out. So that I can be my loving self, my pleasant self, my joyous self. So that I can be who I actually am, There was a time when I was happy, truly happy, where I felt like I belonged, and that was all because that's the energy that I would exude. That's what I exuded. But when the beast took over to protect me, all of that inviting, loving energy has been concealed beneath the stay the fuck away from me energy. Beneath the you don't want to come over here and get any of this energy. Right? And so that's what's been going on. And that's what I'm here to say. I'm working on making sure that the beast can lay down, can rest, and I can come back out and exude the energy of love, the energy of peace, the energy of healing, the energy of welcoming, the energy of loving life, and being positive and just enjoying life. Let's bring pleasure back into my energy. We're done fighting the threats. The beast is not needed anymore. Not right now, so he can rest. He can rest and prepare if I ever need him again, which I pray I don't. But it's time for me to come back out. LMHO.